Okay, hey, how's it going? Um, this is gonna be something new that I'm doing, just throwing up on the second channel, cause why not? Basically, I posted a new video today, and I'm just gonna go down and talk about it, sort of like a commentary on like some behind the scenes stuff, maybe some personal anecdotes, a whole plethora of things. Yeah, who knows? Maybe in the future I'll do this in a live stream form. That could be kind of fun. But yeah, let me know. What's interesting about this video, opposed to a bunch of other videos that I've made, and some of you might have noticed that this video took me so long to do. In fact, I've been working on this video on and off since January, and that is simply because of the script. I've gone through several iterations of scripts, and I have like 5 or 6 scenes that I shot and edited and completely cut and start over 100 different times. The whole concept of before time runs out is very hard for me to kind of articulate into words. I kind of have this internal ticking in my head as if I'm running out of time. I need to do as much as I can in the shortest amount of time possible. And because of that, I kind of have this idea of if I'm doing something that doesn't take me one step closer towards my goal, it is a waste of time. And I've kind of jumped on the extreme of that, of like, oh, hanging out with people or socializing with friends is a waste of time because it doesn't take me to where I need to, little things like that, of just very toxic traits and pressure that I put on myself. And toxic perfectionism is something that I definitely do deal with in terms of these videos. These videos I pour absolutely everything I have into, and I try to make them as good as I can, and I really do love and enjoy making them. And this whole premise starts on something that happened over the summer. I was editing my, ironically enough, Stop Reaching for Perfection video, and I say it in this video, but I need you to know, this isn't like a haha exaggeration sort of thing. Like, literally, I edited on and off for 5 days straight, without sleeping, every single night, just working as hard as I can. And that on top of my job at the time, and there was just not a second that I wasn't working, whether for my job or this. And after 5 days of that insane sort of routine, my heart started having insane palpitations, and it got really bad. And then I elected to ignore it. So yeah, I went to the hospital twice for it, and the doctor's just like, hey, dude, like, you're overworking, you can't do this, this is so unhealthy, you need to have a better work-life balance. So that happened, and I was in New York at the time, and it really frightened me, Because of that sort of internal ticking I was talking about earlier, I now don't trust myself to create in a way that is safe, if that makes sense. It's a really hard thing to kind of put into words. I'm also very bad at kind of saying what I'm thinking and feeling sometimes, so hopefully this is all making sense. But yeah, that's where the general premise and idea for this video came from. This first section here, this little intro bit, this little fun little rotoscoped section, is one of the first things that I shot, actually. Ever since my Stop Reaching for Perfection video, I've really enjoyed doing these little intros. Like, I did it in the aquarium for the Stop Reaching for Perfection video. I did it during the Super 8 video, just little intros setting up what I'm doing, the title shot on Sony A7 IV. I do that because I do really like the Sony logo and colors, and the font that the alpha symbol is in. I really enjoy it. And then shot by me. And if you notice here, my text, like the by ands, is the only thing that is moving. Everything else is very static, and that's also handwritten. So I do that just to make it feel more alive, more authentically me. And because that's the section that is by me, it felt pretty necessary. What's funny here is that this whole section was shot in January, right when I moved back for school. But these shots weren't filmed until like 2 weeks ago, maybe less. Yeah, like early April. So there are months in between these two sections right here. I had placeholder images here. I have like little thumbnail drawings that I had for it. I don't know why. It's just I had the monologue, that the intro monologue just was so difficult for me, especially because I feel like the chunk of the story doesn't really start until I'm like on the phone call later, when my voice gets all distorted. This section was super fun. Funny thing about this is I noticed this maybe 2 to 3 days after filming it. I'll full screen it. You might notice here that there is a red on the like sides of my cheeks here. That is because probably 10 minutes before filming this, I had made myself rigatoni with spicy vodka sauce, and it is all over my face because I am 8 years old and don't know how to eat things properly. So that bugged me throughout the entirety of editing this. This was something I shot fairly early too, so I noticed it every single time I did it, and I just couldn't bring myself to refilm it just because I thought it was super funny, and also like it's okay. You know, the whole premise of this video is not to be as much of a perfectionist, to just sort of like get back on the horse type video, if that makes sense. I'll talk more about this later, but it's I enjoyed it. This clip I filmed tonight. I filmed this like an hour and a half ago, so I was supposed to have a video of a clock. Let me see if I can pull it up. I had a video of a clock, and I filmed it. It was in one of my classrooms, this analog clock, because I don't own one, and you can just see my reflection in it, and a few of my buddies were sitting kind of close to me, and they said something, and I don't remember what it was, but I flipped them off, and you can see it just fully in the reflection of the video. I actually had to do it twice because the first time I filmed it, it was so dark and it looked terrible. But yeah, let me see if I can even find it. What's going on? You can kind of see my shadow right here moving, and this is shot in S-Log, so the colors are really flat, but especially when you put a LUT on it, you can see me moving, and right there, that's when I flip them off, so I'm like, I'm not gonna use that clip anymore. This shot was super fun. I don't even know how I came up with this idea. It might have been like Bo Burnham's Inside inspiration, probably. But yeah, I just screen recorded my timeline. If you look closely at what this timeline actually is, this is the intro of the video. All of this is the intro of here, like this. That's all what that is. So that was kind of fun. This one, so this, I taped a GoPro to my ceiling, and the GoPro has this like wide angle sort of attachment you can put on, but when you do it, you have to turn on a setting to make sure that this effect doesn't happen, the like sort of circle round fisheye look. It like adjusts it, but I kept it off because I thought it looked fun. And this is one, YouTuber Natalie Lynn has a very similar shot in one of her videos, and she went on the Digital Spaghetti Show. Great YouTube channel, check it out. And she was breaking down some of her most iconic shots. I think that was the title of it, and there was something very similar to this, so that's where I got that idea from. Yeah, next up, okay. I filmed and edited this, and I was so stoked on how it turned out that I ran to, on campus, because I live close to campus, for my school, where a buddy of mine was, and I'm like, oh my god, you have to check this out, you have to look at this. And I am still so proud of how this turned out. I don't even, like, I can't even fathom it, you know, like, you can probably tell, weird, trippy visuals are kind of my favorite. I really like it. I really like creating the, like, there's this thing with, like, with you and the camera, you get to, like, bring the audience into, like, your world, you know, and, like, Andy's world is very weird, you know, and I really love having cool, trippy visuals to kind of show that, you know, and, yeah, I tried to do a lot of things in here to be super pretentious and be like, oh my god, like, what do the colors represent, and what is the symbolism of all the fun trippy shots? And I tried to have like a little bit of like what's actually going on with all of them. This shot specifically, I found someone do something very, very similar on TikTok. That's kind of where I got the inspiration behind it. Here's their at. It's Keyshawn Campbell. They posted TikTok about it. And I saw it and I was like, immediately, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to try this. Next up, we have this sort of effect. It's a very simple mask, and if you go frame by frame, you can kind of tell where the mask starts and stops by the shadow on the back of the door. If you'll just keep an eye out on the shadow, that's where the mask happens. And then for the rest of the scene, the shadow kind of stops going. Yeah, and it was a complete accident when filming it that I have this sort of moment where I look all like disheveled, what the hell? When I look all like not up for it. I meant to put my glasses on. The intention going into it was sort of like I want to look exactly how I did when I walked in and walked out. So it's like I'm just washing my face, but the reflection isn't showing that. But then when I got into the edit, I realized that I didn't put my glasses back on, and I kind of like it. I like the like sort of like, I don't know, underneath the first layer, what's really going on type feeling that I have, because I look rough, dog. I look not good in that. So I do enjoy that quite a bit. Here's another pretty simple mask that you just draw. And then I had it fade to black because it's a new section. I don't typically love the fade to black cliche, but I felt like this script that I wrote is so all over the place, and I get so personal without really even saying anything, if that makes sense. I want to keep some things kind of personal about this whole thing with me and the whole hospital anecdote I gave earlier, just because it was a really crazy period of time. So I want to keep some of it to me. So I kind of do dance around topics a lot and kind of say the bare minimum, and I know that. But that's why I chose the fade to black, just because I feel like it sectioned off what I was doing and saying a lot better than if I were to just sort of keep going, you know? Here's another rotoscope of just me, so I can have the text behind me. I love it. So much fun. Here is just me. I have a little handheld LED panel, and I just chose a bunch of different colors and had it near my eye. Okay, so this shot was actually pretty fun. I've never used After Effects before this, so I think if I'm not mistaken, I also saw this on a TikTok. Oh, I wish I saved it so I could like credit them. Damn. Yeah, I did this so long ago that I don't have it anymore, but I saw a TikTok of someone doing this effect, and they were basically like, hey, it's in After Effects, just turn everything into a 3D camera. And I'm like, oh, okay. I did that, and it turned out pretty fun. So if you know who I'm talking about, please let me know, because I would love to add a thing in the description of like, hey, this person did this effect, you know. Yeah, this next shot did not go according to plan at all, but it kind of liked it a lot. This CRT is a buddy of mine. His name's Brian. He let me borrow it while he was out of town. Shout out, Brian. As the original idea was, it was supposed to connect with this shot here, and it was just going to be a shot, reverse shot of what the screen saw and then what I saw. And it was supposed to be like oh, I'm looking at myself in a black mirror, kind of like, oh, what's happening sort of moment. But then I was like, I kind of want them to be a bit more disconnected, because then I was listening to what the monologue was kind of about, and I'm like, oh, well, if I'm talking about the video, Stop Reaching for Perfection, I should kind of show it there on my lap. So then I changed it to a laptop, and I have me watching the video. I also filmed this section today. I filmed this section like 2 weeks ago. I filmed this section yesterday, I think. Yeah. So the timeline of when I'm filming all of these is so all over the place. Because this, like I mentioned kind of at the beginning of the video, this script went through so many iterations that it's kind of like puzzle pieces are kind of left. There was a whole different intro that I filmed where I would like go out to a gas station and buy a coffee at 3 in the morning. The whole concept of coffee was going to be a lot bigger. In fact, you can see right here the original title, the original like placeholder title was just coffee. And that was because I was I had an idea of the visual of like a coffee ring, and then I was gonna animate Sisyphus kind of pushing the coffee ring like the boulder, and it was gonna, in the monologue that I had at the time was, I said something along the lines of like the endless inevitable climb or something like that. And you can kind of still see sections of that where at the end of this monologue I say this need to climb, and then this setup here, if I were to, I don't want to mess up this, so I'm going to go to, when I edit, I have 2 subsections because sometimes timelines get busy and I just call them play areas or playground. So this is actually when I was doing the thumbnail. But yeah, so if you extend, but anyway, I do that playground just so I have like to clean up my timeline so that I can edit a section and then like leave it. But yeah, back to what I was saying. If you see here, the end of this clip has me grabbing the coffee mug, and if I extend it even more, you'll see the coffee is gone, and underneath you will see the coffee ring. And this coffee ring was supposed to be the animated so that I can have the like Sisyphus pushing the boulder. So that was from a scrapped piece to this whole video. That was going to be kind of an underlying thing, and I'm pretty sure in the section where I draw a circle on the notepad during the 3-step section. Right here. Yeah, this is the same exact notepad, and you can kind of see the coffee ring behind me, kind of where my hand is. So that whole section kind of got scrapped, and if you see at the intro here, I did that, so I very intentionally placed, drank my coffee, because in the intro it was here for this shot, the wide shot, right? But then I need to find a way to get it on top of the legal pad. So during this shot, I pick it up and I put it on the legal pad. That is the only reason that this kind of side shot exists, is so that I could have that happen, you know? But then it all got kind of cut. We took those clips out back. Yeah. Next shot. This is, again, heavily inspired by Bo Burnham's Inside, as you can probably tell. The video that's being projected is, I don't know if many of you know this, I had, before this channel was called Anne's, well, this is going on the second show. Before the main channel was called Anne's, it was called The Chosen One, and I would do storytime animations, like your Odd Ones Out, your Brody Animates, your Swoozy, or whatever, right? And this was me in front of my green screen filming my face reveal, actually. I never published it because I got nervous. I was, in this, I'm probably, I want to say 13 years old, maybe 12. I just got a Wacom Intuos drawing tablet, and I was, yeah, that was what that is. It's a very, very old video of me just talking. I had a studio light here, big ass green screen, whole thing. Okay, so this part was fun. I really am happy with the direction this kind of went. So I wanted it to be this big kind of reveal that I'm on like the sound that you hear in my voice in this monologue is very crackly, as if I'm on an old phone call, and then here's the reveal of like, oh, I am on a phone call, and this is my actual handwriting, because I wanted it to be super personal. And what I'm talking about is how like, oh, I'm willing to do anything to make doing YouTube as a job work. I'm like, as a kid, I would say like, I'll do anything to make this happen. But then now that I've kind of had this experience, I'm really questioning like, okay, anything? Like, am I really willing to do that, you know? Because I think I'm at a point now where it's like, I'm not willing to do anything. I'm willing to find a way to make videos in a healthy way, in a way that doesn't destroy me or anything like that. And I think that's kind of a fun payoff. And then here we have my lovely girlfriend, and something that she says to me a lot is, because I'm sure you can tell just by this being kind of the first time you guys hear me like ramble or go on and on, is that I am in my head so much all of the time. And something that a little saying or a little like motif that she'll say to me sometimes is slow down, breathe, everything will be okay, right? It's just something that she says to me whenever I need it, and it's very helpful, and I'm glad that I got to input something as important as that little saying, that phrase, into this video, because I think normally I don't want to put something as personal as like a relationship or something in a video, because like respectfully, mind your business. But I guess with this it was important enough to the story that I am glad I did. And this is her. Okay, so she is in a different state right now. So what we had to do is she wrote this on a piece of paper and then sent it to me, and then I had to digitally animate like the as if she were writing it in the same way that I did this one, because this one I just screen recorded and actually wrote it out, but I couldn't do that with hers. So that one was pretty fun, but that's her handwriting that I kind of traced, if that makes sense. Yeah. Then we have the blackout while I say this bit. I'm grabbing my camera because I'm ready to get back on the horse. And then I'm talking about the 30-day film challenge. Okay, so the 30-day film challenge was something that YouTuber Evan Monsma talked about, and I did. And it was super, super good for me to kind of like get back out, because I was terrified to kind of make things again after what happened, just because I didn't know if I could, you know. It was a very eye-opening experience of like what was possible. And oh my gosh, I just realized I'm filming this in 4K. This is gonna be such a big file. But yeah, I was nervous to make things again. And so when the concept of the 30-day film challenge came up, I was like, okay, this is something I need to do. This is something that I will never not want to make videos like this, whether it's for a career or for me. I will never stop. And if something's scaring me about doing it and it makes me not want to, then that scares me even more, if that makes sense. So this happened right at the time that I need it. Ironically enough, I was the director of photography for a short film during all of October when this happened. So most of these videos are filmed and edited exclusively when I got home from set at like 1, 2 in the morning. So it was a very hectic and long day, very long. Yeah. This next shot is literally my favorite shot in the whole film. It's my favorite. It kind of happened on accident. I'm sure you can tell, but I'm not a color grader. It's not something I'm good at or enjoy. So I kind of try my best, and I stumbled across this again, another TikTok by Leo Keller, who did a very similar effect, and I just sort of yoinked it. Yeah, it was so much fun to do this. I was with a couple of buddies when I edited this, and I was freaking out, and I was like, oh my gosh, you guys have to look at this. Yeah, and then the rest of this just sort of parallels the beginning and the sort of, okay, so this ending, I wanted to give across the idea of like, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna like, I'm still gonna hyperanalyze. I'm still gonna try to make everything perfect. I'm going to slip sometimes. I need to find a balance, right? And I guess showing an outtake is kind of my way of being like, okay, this isn't good enough. I need to do it again, which kind of goes against the message that I was kind of going for of like, it's okay if it's not perfect, but I think it adds a realism to it that I really liked. My camera's about to die. So yeah, and then you just have us dancing. This actually, there are so many. Do I have the original of this? I do. Let's see. The original looked like this. There was a group of people here, a bunch of people in bikes here, and I just took it into Photoshop and generated filled them out because I wanted it to be more isolating. You can kind of tell when the waves stop right here, which I think is kind of funny. But yeah, there's a few notes that I want to talk about, but I hope my camera doesn't die before then. Yeah, so I have kind of a notes page here and the general script. Let's see here. The music choice I did was super deliberate. Holocene, just about what it's about. I found a Reddit user saying how it's about him lamenting about a part of him, whether it's a girl or his old self, or a part of his heart, who he is, but is physically away from him. That's kind of why I chose the song. Your laying waste to Halloween means you're completely running or destroying the fun, the spirit of Halloween, and I kind of relating that back to like what we're doing, the like fun of like doing something like this, but the way I'm doing it, the way I'm kind of like corrupting something that I love so much, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this one. If you enjoyed this little breakdown or whatever, let me know. I enjoyed it. I think maybe doing this as a live stream could be kind of fun, just to have that sort of interaction. But yeah, thanks for watching. Check out the original video that I'm talking about if you haven't already. It'll be linked below. And I'll see you guys soon.